New study finds men discriminate against feminine gay men. According to a new study out of the University of Sydney, both gay men and heterosexual men discriminate against effeminate gay men. The study, conducted by gender and sexuality researcher Ben Gerrard at the university's School of Psychology, found gay and straight men prefer masculine over feminine gay men for a high status role, an indication feminine gay men may face implicit discrimination in the workplace. The study was published in the peer-reviewed journal Sex Roles. Gerrard's research took the form of auditions for a faux TV campaign promoting tourism in Sydney. The ad aimed to sell Australia abroad with a spokesman who could be viewed as a leader and someone to be admired by the audience. A group of 256 gay and straight men were invited to watch casting videos and identify an actor who could fill the role. Gerrard cast 6 different men to play both feminine and masculine version of actors auditioning for the spot. He found that both groups of viewers preferred the more masculine candidate for the ad. Predictably, both straight men with higher reported homonegativity and gay men higher in reported misogyny showed a stronger preference for the masculine gay actor over the feminine gay actor. I mean, I guess it's really easy to comment and say women have been experiencing this their whole life. So is this study a shock? I don't think so. And also our own community, we don't appreciate the differences in our own community. Right. And this is a real issue that I think we all need to address. Yeah. Whether it's, gay men against lesbians, the gay and lesbians against trans people, effeminate gay men over masculine gay men. I mean, these are just, again, putting people in boxes, and as a community, we should not be doing it.
Yeah, I can say, I mean, as a trans woman, before I transitioned, I was an effeminate gay man. That's how I identified. And I dated some gay men. I had some gay relationships, not many, because they were always trying to butch me up. I was never like masculine enough. And until I figured out, oh, wait a minute, now I'm a trans woman. So I've seen it. And even when you look at gender, even from when we're children, the gender expectations on males, a lot more stringent than females. I mean, I'm speaking in general. I mean, I know there's exceptions, but I'll give you an example. 2 little girls can walk down the street holding hands. People wouldn't bat an eye. Let 2 little boys do it. What's going on there? And they could just innocently be walking down the street. They're children. Also, the expectation of how a male should act. Like, I'll give you an example. A girl can be a tomboy and it's cute, right? But if a boy is a sissy or feminine, oh no, you better man up real quick. And we're talking about like a 5-year-old kid. They were calling me faggot at 4. So it starts very young. And they did a study, and I gotta say this real quick. They did a study. They took all these boys. They were like under 10. I can't remember the exact age. And they hooked them up to all these like things to monitor their heart rate and their emotions and everything. And they showed them emotional videos. Straight face, but the monitors were going haywire. The study showed that at a very young age, boys learn to suppress their or suppress showing their emotion.
Not feeling it, right?
No, but they're feeling it, but they learn to like mask it, and that is a reflection of the acceptance in society. I think it really goes deep, you all. Yeah. I think it goes really.
I think it's especially so much of my work that's at the intersection of race and gender and thinking about that, it's an attack on femininity, right? And I think that through all of the news stories that we've talked about tonight, that, the attack on trans girls in sports, the attack on, drag queens and all of that is like, how dare you want to put aside your masculinity? How dare you want to be a woman? But we also see that attack in the workplace, right? Jobs that women are doing or feminine people are doing are paid less than other jobs, nursing, teaching, all of these different things compared to engineering and your corporate executives where men are supposed to dominate and be in those positions. So to me, it continues to be this attack on femininity and womanness and anything aligned even a little bit with softness, and things attributed to being feminine or a woman.
Oh my God, that is so powerful because that's what I felt from people. And I still do when I go out and about. How dare you? Yeah. How dare you relinquish your manhood
That's what it is.
to lower yourself to being a woman? And it's like this, almost like people almost get angry over it. Yeah. I felt that many times.
It's this idea of what people call privilege dislocation, that is to give away something that is privilege or like has privilege in society. So like your masculinity in this case, or like why would you not want to be, or why would you choose to relinquish? And that's the only thing. I mean, and this is slightly the only thing that's shocking to me about this headline is that the headline is a headline. Yeah. That is like there is nothing surprising to about any single person who didn't feel that they knew this already, right?
A final thought that relates to it. Am I a racist? No. Am I homophobic or other related to gender, sexuality? No. Am I a misogynist? No. Am I an ageist, either in terms of I'm a boomer, but toward Gen Zers? No. But what this study does point out that is very fascinating, and a lot of people are writing about this, of why can't we get beyond where we're at, is innate discrimination, is what they call it. And what innate discrimination means is that you have been trained for so long, from so young, for so consistently, that you innately discriminate. And so you'll say, no, I'm not a racist, but innately you are. No, I'm not misogynistic against women, but innately you are. No, you're not against, you're not an ageist, but innately you are. And same for homophobia, which is what this study is talking about. It probably applies, as you, I think, correctly point out, in so many different ways. We're taught to think this way. And it takes so much work and effort to put in to get out of this innate feeling. So you go, no, I'm not a racist. No, I'm not homophobic. Oh, yes, you are. Right. You just don't realize how you implement your discrimination. And that is the work we have to do. Because this study points out, wait, I'm judging someone's speech pattern or how they're holding their hand and wrist and say, that makes you more than.
Right.
That's innate discrimination. Right. Toward women, toward race, toward homophobic, toward ageist, I get people all over the time. I did this Trey Crowder interview, 100,000 views, 450 comments. You would be surprised the number of people that said, oh, we loved this interview. We loved this interview. The old guy did a good job. Wait, that's innate, and it's okay, but it's innate ageism. It's like, well, what's the difference in Julio having the interview or me having the interview? Right. And it's just, it's what we've got to face in the discrimination that we're representing.
That's powerful.
Yeah. There's a, closing out that section, there's a movie that I can't think of the title now that talked about, it was a race relations movie, and it talked about how because of those socializations, sometimes we can't prevent the first thought that comes into our mind. Like that just is what it is, because that is decades of people telling us certain things about this person. But what you can control is your second thought and then your behavior.
Well said.
And so to me, it's like when you do things like that, or when you're in space, wherever you have power, it's like, okay, maybe your first thought is like, that person's small. I don't know that they could do that. But then your second thought and then your behavior should be, okay, let's take a beat. Give you the opportunity. Or who's missing from this conversation, or am I acting in a specific type of way? And I know that for me, all on mic, I know that for me, that has been super helpful to understand that like the best I could do is be a better human from day to day to day, but there's 3 decades worth of programming that has happened.
It's up on you.
And it's still happening every day, right? When we turn on the TV, when we look at our social media, it is all around us attributing value to who people are, and the work that we have to do is say, okay, that math is not mathing. I need to miscalculate and behave differently.
That makes me think real quick. It makes me think of like you know, when I was growing up, little kids younger than me, I was like probably, let's say 12, 13, and you had 5-year-old kids calling me faggot. And where were they learning that from?
Yeah.
It was from their parents.
Yeah. Right.
So
And
that's,
You know what I come away with, and Jasmine's going to move us on here, but what I come away with is every single day I've got to get up, and the first thoughts of positive affirmation to myself is, I don't want to be Tucker Carlson. I don't. That's what I got
Such
from what
a
you
high
said.
bar.
Right. Like there's so much in between, like decent and Tucker Carlson. So much in between. You know?
There we are.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.